Hey everybody, thank you for visiting my channel Pretty Pink Soul Movement, and I'm Michelle Cool, and today Spirit wanted me to talk about vulnerability. It was funny this morning, hair. Um, my guides were like, just go down to the water, go down to the boat harbour, just chill, relax, have coffee, write, you haven't written in ages. I'm just kind of getting over an energetically draining work situation. And I'm like, I feel free, it's fantastic, rejuvenate myself by water. Literally just sat down and had coffee. It was like a 45-minute drive away from me. And they're like, yo girl, you gotta go back and do a video. I'm like, really? But anyway, I feel refreshed enough to do it. So I hope you enjoy this. I just had the message to talk about it today because it's a hot topic at the moment. Also, unveiling our vulnerability basically takes us into our life purpose, it takes us into better relationships, it takes us into better jobs. It's all about clear communication, and it's linked to heart awakening. Last year with a friend, I just had this, I was thinking about her, what she was going through and how can I help her, but it's indirectly helping her helps me, right? So as this is what I'm trying to do for you. And I remember having this brainwave, this interception from spirit or my guides or my higher self or whomever, it doesn't really matter. And the message was, she can't receive miracles because she's so blocked off to love. And it just resonated. It's like, yes, I actually don't know what that means yet, but it's about 6 months ago, but yes, that makes sense. And it's like, I don't know how that was going to help her, but I felt like I had to give her the message. And now, like, over the 6 months, that's been in my subconscious, been in the backtrack of my mind, and I've been trying to work through it, going, what does that mean, though, and how do you get there? And all I can say is just time. It's like self-reflection. Where have I been? Where am I going? What am I experiencing now? It's about breaking patterns in friendships, in jobs, in love, all the important things in life with ourselves, and just being self-aware about it. Now, just please remember that your life's journey is a life's journey, and it's not about a pill that you can take. It's not about getting a quick fix. And this is where we trip ourselves up. The sooner you can just think, I'm going to go with the flow of the moment. I'm going to see what comes up for me, and I'm going to process it and deal with it then. That's what life's about. That's about being present, being in the moment, seeing what you need to unearth, seeing what you need to heal, seeing what you need to uncover, and having fun while you're doing it. And emotions are hard things, but the thing is, the more you work through this stuff, the more you learn to trust yourself, the more you can enjoy life even when it's chaotic, and you can realize, you know what, this isn't what life's about, and I can handle anything because I've been through so much, I've been through worse. I can balance my energy here in the chaotic moment, and that's when you break free. Now, to help you do that is to awaken your heart, and it's to access your vulnerability. I hope that wasn't too confusing for you. So I've got some notes here, so I'll probably be looking at them because I'm a Pisces and I've got a bird brain memory. So most importantly, I think in our relationships, you know, when you meet a new friend at work or a new potential partner, we put this mask on. We play games. Sometimes girls or boys like to chase, right? So they're like, oh, but I know that if he chases me, he likes me, you know, and we might run away. We might pretend we don't like them. Now, I'll say that I'm one of those people. And one of my patterns upon reflection, which I've had to really deal with recently because it's been like 2 years since I've actually kind of liked someone, I've realized that if I actually really like someone, I run away. Sabotage. And I've realized if someone's just like, oh yeah, that could be kind of fun in the moment, I'm like charging horses towards them. Whereas if I step back and go, hang on, pull myself up on it, do I actually really like this person, or am I just like bored or wanting something to do or just wanting some attention or wanting some compliments, whatever it is, right? So it's like that all or nothing approach, which I think a lot of us do sometimes. You may not, but I'm just saying, hopefully you can hear me because my mic's all the way over here. Yeah, so you could do the all or nothing approach. And it's not until you stand back, become aware, wait a minute, what am I doing again? How's this similar to my other patterns? Because the thing is, when you flick from all or nothing, if you're not aware and reflecting on what you're doing, you may think, oh no, but this time I'm doing something different. But the thing is, you know, with this guy or girl, I'm running. With next time this guy, I'm letting him chase me. So it isn't the same, however, but it's the same pattern. It's just like two different things that you're doing. So that's what you kind of need to stand back and reassess your patterns and go, what do I do in relationships? Okay, step one, and not playing games. So me realizing that I do that, you can either, if you're interacting, say, with a new potential partner, you can own up to that, and that frees you from that pattern. Now, that's how super vulnerable is that. Now, it's not about, and this is another hard part I've had to learn through practice, it's not about winning them over. It's no end game of, oh, if I'm vulnerable, then they're going to like me more. Yeah, they might. But then similarly, you might find out sooner that they're not interested, or it's not a good match, or whatever. So when we become vulnerable and we express ourselves and how we're feeling, and we own up to our patterning and what we're thinking, what we're feeling, it frees ourselves from it. As soon as you look something in the eye, as soon as you face it, it's not that scary. And I've had to do it. And I remember last year there was this guy out where he was okay, and I kind of knew he wasn't for me. But I actually thought, I did like him, but he was leaving the state. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put it out there for vulnerability practice. And it was funny. And I actually wrote a blog post on it quite a while ago. And and I can't remember what I said, but I put in the blog post, and I was just like, said, oh, I know you're going away, but just felt some sort of connection between us, and just wondering if, we could take this further, or something like to that effect. And I didn't get any response from him, which is fine. But you know what I mean? It was like about practicing and getting that out there. And it was kind of scary but exciting at the same time. And then also my guides wanted me to be vulnerable, so to share that, like now, share that, on YouTube, that can be here forever until I delete it or whatever, or, on my blog posts and stuff like that. That's me being vulnerable, but that's one of my roles as a light worker, and this is one of my purpose, is to share my story so other people can relate, so other people can heal themselves and know that they're not alone, as embarrassing as it is. So, that's just something to remember, like, not really playing with emotions, like, because I'm intuitive, I know, and because he was leaving the state, it kind of felt safe. Do you know what I mean? And intuitively I knew it wouldn't work anyway, so it was just good practice for me. But you can do that with friends, like, as an example, say you've got friends and you feel like the relationship is, a bit imbalanced, like you're always there to help them, which is another issue. But let's just say you've got a relationship that you feel drained at. So, I guess issues I've had in the past is perhaps like, I feel like I'm a good listener, but sometimes when I need someone just to listen to me, they don't do it because they're so used to me being, helping them with their issues. And they're like, yeah, but you've got your shit together. It's like, everyone needs someone to acknowledge them or listen to them, or I need guidance sometimes too, because I get so stuck in my head. Just because I help people doesn't mean I don't need help in return, right? Or respect or listening. It's not all giving, being open to being giving and receiving. Previously, I have been closed off to receiving, not so much in that listening way, but just in general, which is another important fact, which I'll hopefully remember to bring up later. You could just say, hey, instead of getting frustrated or hinting to them or, not talking to them while as like a form of punishment, you could just say, hey, sometimes when I'm a bit upset or I'm struggling, it'd be great if you could just listen to me. I just feel like I really need that. And how easy is that to say? But we get so scared and we react badly, because of our patterning from our childhood. We don't trust people to handle our requests with respect, but you're worth it, right? You're so worth it. You're so worth whatever you want. And that's just common decency. And people don't realize that they're not giving you that, right? Because they, in their subconscious mind, are like, oh, you don't need it, or you're fine, or they have this picture painted about you that isn't true. And they're not going to know what is true until you tell them and ask for what you want. So that's a super important point. So being vulnerable can feel super uncomfortable. You're putting yourself out there. You could get hurt, right? And this is what people fear. And this is what holds people back in life is, but I might get hurt. But the thing is, the more you practice this, the more it builds your confidence. And the more you can tackle bigger and better things in your life, that's when you bring in miracles. Because you're jumping, you're taking a risk. Yeah, you're putting your heart out there. but it's not actually bad as you think. Even if someone rejects you, you're building your confidence about yourself and you're seeing yourself in a different light and you're like, I can handle this. So the flip side to you getting hurt actually starts to not, the more you practice, doesn't mean anything anymore. You're like, no, I know who I am and I know what I'm capable of, and you know, they weren't the right person to be a friend, or even if it's your family member, that doesn't mean they have to be in your life forever, you know, but it's all about communicating. And this is how we bring in awesome miracles into our life. So yeah, I guess just have a reassess of like where in your life could you communicate better to people. You know, it doesn't have to be new relationships. It can be, you know, old ones. It can be family member. It's like really super important to practice. It's not about getting it 100% right, but it's about practicing. Also, remember to do it with love, just like I did. Just be like, hey, you know, sometimes I feel like I need, you know, this from you, and it'd be great. If you can't give it to me, that's fine. Let me know, you know. And then you can reassess after and go, actually, you know, I really need someone to listen to me in my life. Like, what's the point then if I'm always giving it and I'm not getting back? And you could realize that you don't need that person in your life anymore. Like, hey, they're not really a friend if they're not going to, you know, balance out the relationship and give me something I need. I'm not asking for the world. I'm just asking for someone to listen to me, you know? So it kind of, you grow from there. Growth is uncomfortable, but to achieve heights in life, to achieve miracles, it's going to be uncomfortable. And that's what we need to realize. I'll tell you about a funny little synchronicity. I probably shouldn't, but I will. So I was going for a job interview last week, and I knew beforehand, I could just tell my intuition. I'm just like, yeah, it's not going to be the right one for me. And it was like, it was only an hour beforehand, and it's like, no, I can't bail. It's only an hour beforehand. Just go, I get out of work early. So it took me half an hour to walk there, and then I was a bit like annoyed and frustrated. And then the people I met with were just not my people. They were like a bit crusty and old. And then after, I'm like, see, shouldn't have gone. I knew it wasn't going to work out. So I'm weaving my way to the train station to go home. And I remember years ago, I used to cut through this when there was like an alleyway. So I was going back streets looking for this alleyway. I'm like, where is it? I can't find it. They've closed it off. Where is it gone? It's just disappeared. I'm like, I should have gone the other way. I'm like, damn. So then I had to like go the long way. And I was going past this place I used to work at. Anyway, and it was funny because on the walk, on the way there, I was going for drinks with someone. I was like, oh, I actually wish it was with this guy, this someone else. So just kind of like, you know, those thoughts that you have floating in and out of your head. So I'm standing at the lights waiting for it to change so I can cross over, and it's like, oh, it kind of looks like that guy I like, that I've been thinking about, that I wanted him to take me to drinks. I'm like, wacko, like obviously I'm thinking about him too much, I can see him. So I started to walk up closer, and he did kind of a double take on me. I'm like, I don't know, I've never seen him in business clothes before. Like, it was so funny, and it was this guy, and it's like I nearly walked past him, but then something in me said, just say hi. If it's not him, then that's whatever. You always make an ass of yourself. What does it matter? You know, and it was him. And, you know, so I'm spinning in my head, and I'm kind of going, this is weird. Did I just manifest this because I was thinking about him? Like, you know, and I happened to go all the wrong ways, and I do want to go to this interview, and then this kind of happened. And we had a nice conversation, and he's actually my dancing instructor. And it was funny, like, I don't know where this conversation went, but it came up. I think he asked me, why don't I go to the social dancing after, or dance with him? And I said, because you make me nervous. So this is me being vulnerable, right? I didn't even mean to. That was the honest truth, right? I could hide, I could run, I could make up an excuse. I just said, because you make me nervous. And he's like, why? And he probably was thinking it's about him, but it's not about him. It's about me and how I handle stuff. And it wasn't until reflection after that I realized, like, I run away from him because I like him. So it's like, that's a subconscious game I was playing. At the time, in the moment, I didn't really get into it because I didn't know what was happening. Yeah, so it was really interesting. And he's like, no, but why do I make you nervous? I'm like, oh, because you're the teacher, and like you judge how we dance and stuff like that. But it wasn't until after I went to it further. So that was quite funny. So what I should really do is, if it comes up, if it's meant to come up, it'll come up, and I should just explain that to him. Like, actually, before, when you asked me, I was kind of caught off guard. I just want to let you know, I'm nervous around you because I like you, and that's why I run away from you at dancing. Just like a little kid would do, right? Which is quite funny. And I don't need anything from him just because like he's really cute, and turns out on our chat we're into similar personal development, we have similar life goals, and we want to help people, and he sounds really sweet. I don't know him fully, but this is kind of what I was getting. Anyway, I don't need anything from him. It's not about me wanting him to be my boyfriend or whatever. Like, I don't need anything from him, but it's more about my self-growth, right? Putting myself out there, making myself uncomfortable. And actually another thing he said another reason I realized after, I don't go to social dancing because I'm so embarrassed. Like I used to dance and teach belly dancing for 10 years. I'm so used to being in control and being a solo dancer, and doing a dance with couples makes me really vulnerable, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't be led. And I know this is something on my list for the last 2 years that I need to break. I need to break this habit. And he actually said to me, you need to come, otherwise I'm going to not change during, we change partners during the class. He's like, unless you come, I'm going to leave you on the guy that you don't like. So a little bit manipulative, but I thought that was quite cheeky and funny, because that's probably something I would say too. So there's an example. Don't know if that helped you. It needed to come out. So just you remember, like, putting yourself out and being uncomfortable, even with things like that, open up other opportunities. Open up other opportunities in your life. It's not just around love. Me doing that is opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Is opening up a whole new, taking a risk, taking a chance on anything, doing something different makes you an open channel, and you can get all sorts of opportunities coming to you. And it was funny because I started doing this last week. It started with my neighbor. He's super sweet. He's just like, whenever I'm pathetic. I don't even know how to pump up my tires. I'm like, can you help me? Show me how to do it. And he did it for me, and he lets me use his Wi-Fi because we're so close together, and like proximity wise. And, he just always helps me with stuff, so I'm like, do you want to come over for dinner? Or I could just get pizza, and it was funny and I've been meaning to do that forever, but I just haven't. Literally, as soon as I did that, something different, boom, like I was asked out 5 times. I ran into that guy from dancing that I like. I actually got, someone saw one of my posts on Facebook, and it was a TV producer from America, and they asked me when they come to Australia, would I be interested in running a workshop and being on their show and being interviewed on my spiritual journey. And I'm like, and I know this has been coming for a while, but do you know what I mean? I feel like, and another opportunity, like a bridal chain in the UK asked me if I'd be interested, and maybe being their ambassador, like one after the other. I've had all these opportunities come out just because I believe I did something different. Nothing had been happening in my life. It just, other than doing my soul work. But as soon as I stood out of okay, I'm just going to try to do something nice for someone, boom, like opportunities, weird synchronicities, which means that you're on the right track. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So yeah, remember, it's about being uncomfortable, stepping back, realizing your patterns and what you do in all your interactions in your relationships, not berating yourself for them. Like, we're all learning. We will learn to the day we die. That's what life is about. It's always learning. No one is ever going to know everything. So it's so super important to be gentle on yourself, be compassionate, give yourself self-love, reflect, think about what you're doing, think about what you want for your life. And then being vulnerable and kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and trying to get it. And I hope this helped. It was fun. It was better than what I thought it would be. I wasn't too sure what I was going to say, but being a channel, I guess that's all I need sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.